We've got a really heartwarming and I think it's safe to say pretty shocking story of generosity that came about this week. It started over the weekend in Kentucky at a Bernie Sanders rally to stop Trump care. Those the set of rallies that we previewed on the Young Turks last week. So a lot of people went to them, obviously, and fought for access to insurance and everything. One of those people was Paula Martinez-Benge, who was at the rally with a sign. And so TYT Politics sends Jordan Chariton to cover it. He interviews Paula, and so we're gonna show you some of the clips of the interviews, but then there's a shocking twist after the interview. But here is the first section with Paula our her situation and why this rally is so important to her.
We're part of the underinsured. We pay $600 a month for insurance, and our insurance supposedly covered 20%, or we pay 20% of our bill, so it covered 80%. That's completely ridiculous. I have a bill here that we would have had to pay $16,000 if we were uninsured. Now we have to pay like $1,400. That's completely ridiculous. We can't afford that. We have a gas bill, a light bill. You think about all the bills that you regularly pay. Now, my husband has a quote unquote decent college degree type of job. He gets paid, $20 an hour, but I don't work. So how do I pay a mortgage? How do I pay all these bills?
I would disagree. You do work. You take care of this cute kid. That would be a job.
True. I'm a housewife. It's not very exciting.
I would say it's probably harder than most jobs. So.
But you catch my drift. You have people who are working starvation wages, or you make one decent paycheck, but childcare is completely ridiculous. So it's just an uphill battle all of the time.
So we're gonna have some more, both in video and some of her email correspondence about her experience. And it's both, in the individual case, shocking, hard to imagine how you deal with this situation, but also obviously also true of a lot of Americans. But I wanna go to what happened after that interview. So TYT Politics gets reached out to by this person who is at this point anonymous, and we're gonna describe why a little bit later on, who said this: I saw your 10 July 2017 interview with Paula in Covington, Kentucky. I would like to pay off her $12,000 student loan debt. I'm serious. If she sends me a photocopy of her most recent loan statement, I'll pay it in full. They reached out to Paula. Paula says, first of all, whoa, thank you so much for your kindness. I'm in tears. I am in shock that this is even happening to me. And within just 2 days, that anonymous TYT viewer paid off $12,335.49 of debt, taking a massive load off of Paula's shoulders. That's incredible.
I love you guys. So this is us sticking together, and that's an amazing story. And I don't know how many times stuff like that can happen, but it brings me to the edge of tears, and that's why we go talk to people. I mean, look, one of the issues is that if you watch the news, you don't get a sense of what's actually happening in the country. So you get a lot of talk about politics and what people are talking about in Washington, but you get a sense of that young couple in Kentucky working as hard as they can, did all the right things, but now you got a $12,000 student loan debt. She's got $9,879 debt from having her son. He was born premature at 7 months old. He was born just 3 pounds. He had to go to the neonatal intensive care. So they only paid, because her husband has a job, that's great, they only had to pay 20% of their health insurance. But that 20% is still a ton of money. Yeah. She had to spend 2 weeks in the hospital, and her son had to spend 2 months in that intensive care unit. So it turns out, they had nearly $10,000 in medical bills, and then she has a $12,000 in student loan. How are they supposed to? And then they've got a mortgage, and then they got to take care of the kid. How are they supposed to get along? And what drives us crazy, and why we cover it on the Young Turks on TYT Politics, and you can watch the whole interview on TYT Politics right now, is that, and we'll have the link below too, is that these guys, you don't see these stories. You don't see these stories, so you don't get it. Like, I feel like the people in power don't have any sense of the real struggles of Americans. And then, of course, for her. And by the way, what did she do? She said her husband talked her into going to the Bernie rally.
And she's gonna describe why in some of these quotes.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in a second. And then it turns out this amazing act of kindness from somebody watching there. You never know. Take action. Be part of change. Stand up. You never know what can come out of it. And I can't thank that anonymous donor enough. I don't know his name, his or her name either. But but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
More details.
Yeah, and really fast. So I mean, so one of the sad stories that came out a few weeks ago was that that so much of GoFundMe is related to people desperately trying to pay for their healthcare bills, but that also that you see a lot of success stories there where you do have people in many cases who don't even know the person they're helping out. To get their life back on track, to financially get their head back above water. And so that is amazing. In this particular case, that this person donates so much money based on just seeing a couple minutes of a person's story is amazing. And it's been a dark time for a couple years here in America, and so it's good to see that. And from what you were saying, like you hear a lot of politicians talk about wanting more freedom for Americans. Well, imagine if you have $12,000 in student loan debt, tons more in healthcare debt, how free are you? Like if she wants to have another kid, does she feel free to have another kid? If she has an idea for a business and wants to start it, can she do that? Is she free to do that? Well, it's not illegal. She can technically do it. It's gonna be a little bit hard with the financial burden on her back. But after the debt was paid off, Paula had this to say. We can't read the entire thing, which is incredibly heartwarming, but we're gonna read sections. I have suffered a lot in my life. I'm okay if you share this, and I never thought that something like this could happen to me. It only solidifies in me what Nina Turner said at the People's Summit, that to paraphrase, we need to start speaking our truths and telling our stories, which she did. Speaking about why she went to the rally, she said, I came out to the Bernie rally after the insistence of my husband. I made the sign while my son took a nap. I had no idea that something would come out of it. During the protest today, I cried. I shared my story. If we don't start fighting, we could lose everything. We have to start fighting for our environment, safer gun-regulated neighborhoods. I'm tired of hearing local news stories about another black person or white person or Latino person being killed in the streets of Kentucky because of gun violence. Sure, I just want you to know then that I am angry, I'm grateful, but I'm angry that a kind stranger had to pay my health care and that so many people suffer without health care. Now I can direct my payment for that bill to her health care bills. I budget every month. Now I can use this money for my loan payment on other bills. I don't have the cloud of student loan debt plaguing me.
And TYT membership.
So she, by the way, graduated with a 4.0 GPA. So the Republicans like to put out that thing. Yeah, but bootstraps. If you just had bootstraps and you worked hard, things would magically get better. How about like if you worked hard and got a 4.0 GPA where you literally could not have done any better? But that doesn't make your student loan debt and your healthcare debts magically disappear.
Yeah.
Nobody says, hey, you got a 4.0? Oh, okay, we'll pay your bills, right? That's not how the country's structured. But to me, the most interesting part of what she said, the most powerful part of what she said was that that even though she's grateful, isn't it sad for all of us that she had to rely on the kindness of strangers? When in fact, why don't we be kind to one another? That's why we set up government, so that if your neighbor has a fire, we all go put it out together. We put in money so that we have a fire department that goes and puts out the fire. That we pay for cops, we pay for roads, we pay for schools. That's us helping each other, helping our kids get a better education and have an opportunity. And by the way, John is right. If you're not plagued by student debt, then you might be able to, then you might actually be free to start your own business. I know, because that's what happened to my dad. And that was back in Turkey in the 1960s. You're telling me we can't do in America in 2017 what they did in Turkey in the 1960s, which is, pay for college education. And my dad, he had no money when he came out, but he also didn't have debt. So he could start his own business, and it wound up creating hundreds of jobs. So we've got to believe in each other, and the way you do that is not just like one-off acts of kindness, although I cannot describe how wonderful this is. But we've got to do it on a mass scale, and that's if government is done right. That's a big if, but if it is, that's what it's there for, and that's supposed to be how we take care of each other. And so finally, I just want to give you a quote from the anonymous donor. Again, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but said, Paula and I know a little bit about each other. That's enough for me. I understand the appeal of the all too rare story that not all the milk of human kindness is curdled, but I don't want to get my 15 minutes as his poster boy. Thanks again for contacting Paula for me. I've been a long admirer of your work, and you go a long way to justifying my TYT membership. I think he's directing that to Jordan, and Paula also thanked Jordan and And she mentioned Kyle Kulinski and Jimmy Dore and all the other folks that she watches at the TYT network. And so when he or she's talking about knowing Paula a little bit, they're talking about Jordan's reporting and what they saw in the video. And that was enough. So for all you guys out there, that's why I keep telling you, we're not the Young Turks, you're the Young Turks. And so that was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also learn not just from the donor's experience, but from Paula's. Go out there and fight. You never know what can happen if you just make a little sign and you get out there and you show people that you care and you're gonna fight back, and we're all gonna fix this together.
Yeah.
Thank you. Help us build independent media. Become a member of the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.